de Colombia. Faustino, el tiro Asprilla, el hombre de Parma. El rechazo para Lionel. Lionel con el balón, va cambiando, penetró al área, sacó el centro, por arriba. ¿Quién llega? Vino para el remate. La pelota se va al gol. Gol, 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 gol. Gol de Colombia. Freddy Rincón otra vez, se le pasó al Tren Valencia. Freddy Rincón que remata, pelota que choca ligeramente con el Capi Ruggeri y se mete a un ángulo imposible para Sergio Goycochea. La pelota superó al Tren, el rebote le cayó para que tomara sin ninguna dificultad Freddy Rincón.
Vaya al fondo y tira el centro. No llegó Valencia ante cambio de perfil de izquierda, pero llegó a trompicones el jugador Freddy Rincón.
Atención, se robó el balón el tiro Asprilla, puede ser el cuarto. Viene el tiro del tiro Asprilla. Gol, 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 gol. Gol de Colombia. Asprilla.
Selección Colombia a nivel mayores en este escenario. Copa América de 1987, cuando apenas se insinuaba el proceso Maturana.
Ricardo, un instante porque va el tiro Asprilla. No sé, ahí va el pase para el Tren Valencia, salida de Goycochea, llegó el quinto. Gol, 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 gol. Gol de Colombia. Gol de Adolfo al Tren Valencia. Pase certero del tiro Asprilla. Certero pase del tiro Asprilla. Se va colando el Tren Valencia. Salida de Goycochea que permanece sentado en el piso. Y la pelota raudamente sigue en posesión del Tren para que suavemente se meta a la red del equipo argentino. Carlos Aguilera para que tome Francescoli. Francescoli busca el vacío, mete el balón larguísimo, la persigue rápidamente desde atrás Rubén Sosa. Entra Rubén Sosa, detiene Rubén Sosa, va a jugar por el medio, lo buscaron y lo derribaron. Falta, señaló el central. Jacinto Espinosa dando las instrucciones. La barrera es compacta por parte del equipo ecuatoriano. Ya se agachó, se acomodó Enzo Francescoli. Mira a quién lanzar. Lo hará acomodado. Patea el jugador Rubén Sosa. Enzo Francescoli. La pelota va arriba. Gol, 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 gol. De Uruguay. Gol de Rubén Sosa. Rubén Sosa en el minuto 9. Rubén Sosa. ¿Cómo lo acomodó Rubén Sosa? Decíamos, si es con fortaleza será Batista, si es acomodado será Sosa. Allá va el lanzamiento superando la barrera y magistralmente la acomodó.
One European World Cup qualifying match was played yesterday. It saw Estonia at home to Portugal in Group 1. The Portuguese still capable of qualifying from a group which includes Switzerland, Italy and Scotland. So Portugal looking for a win, and though there was no score at half-time, the Portuguese took the lead after 61 minutes. A lovely curling free kick from Costa, opening the mark for them. Estonia had held on bravely for the first hour of play, but eventually Portugal finding a way through, and a lovely free kick it was too. And indeed the Portuguese were to make it 2-0 after 74 minutes. A corner from the left. eventually finding Fowler with a nice right foot shot from the edge of the area. Fowler making it 2-0 for Portugal. That indeed was the final score, a useful win for them in the Baltic states. Indeed, that win means Portugal are still very much in the hunt for a place in the finals in the United States. They have 10 points from 7 matches, along with Italy. The group is led by Switzerland with 12 points. Portugal still have to travel to Italy and play home matches against both Switzerland and Estonia. Colombia have qualified for next summer's World Cup finals with an incredible 5-0 win against Argentina in Buenos Aires last night. The result means that if Paraguay beat Peru, then Argentina would be out of the competition. They drew, and that means Argentina will now play off against Australia. Well, things are far from over in Group B of the South American section, where Brazil last night beat Venezuela 4-0 and Uruguay were 1-0 winners over Ecuador. Brazil are now level with Bolivia on 10 points, with Uruguay third on 8. Brazil have played 1 game more than their nearest rivals and are at home to Uruguay on the 19th of September. 2 will qualify from this group.
No score. Carlos Valderrama, once again the Colombian playmaker. The great ball played through for Rincon. He rounds Goycochea, 1-0 Colombia. At the other end, though, Cordoba kept Argentina at bay. Twice he saved brilliantly from Batistuta. There's number 1, and watch number 2 coming up here, and they don't get much better than that. We jump ahead now 3-0 Colombia. Borelli would give away the ball there, and Asprilla runs away, and watch this for a finish. The lob, tremendous stuff. Even Maradona would even think so. A little somersault, and there's Maradona applauding. Colombia go on to win it 5-0 and are on their way to the USA. But not all good things come to a good end. Unfortunately, all they could manage was a 2-2 draw in Lima. So Argentina stay alive and will now face Australia in a playoff. And with so much at stake, even Argentina's president, Carlos Menem, has given his dollar's worth. Quote, "Please bring back Maradona." A tremendous performance from the Colombians, and on this showing they could be a big threat at next year's finals. But don't say you heard it from me. On hand, we take you to the action. Brazil up a goal, 30th minute, make that 2. Paulina with the neat finish. And you know who that is, don't you? Yes, the great Pelé. Brazil's third goal was worked to perfection. Zeno goes to the byline, the cross, and Ever heads it home. Brazil going on to win it 4-0. Over in Ecuador, Uruguay in town, just 1 goal in the game, and it came via this free kick from Ruben Sosa. Final score, Uruguay 1, Ecuador 0. Brazil now needing just a draw against Uruguay on September 19th to qualify. Ecuador are history, but Uruguay can still do it. They are 2 points behind Bolivia, and they actually play one another this Sunday. Now second half, no score. Costa with a free kick. A 1-0 Portugal. And now 13 minutes later, Portugal would get number 2. Folha striking from outside the box. And that's the way it finished up. Portugal 2, Estonia 0. So the Portuguese kept their hopes alive. They've now moved ahead of Italy on goal difference. 2 points behind group leaders Switzerland. The Swiss reopen their campaign in Scotland Wednesday. The free kick played in, and Oruma scores with the header. 1-0 Nigeria, and time for a little celebration. Second half now, Nigeria on the attack, and Anosike would get behind the Ghana defense. The insurance goal, 2-0 in Nigeria. Ghana got a consolation goal, but the cup is on its way to Nigeria. 2-1 the final score. A big moment for the Nigerian young.
Well, it was a big night of World Cup football last night, and we begin our roundup in Group 3. The Republic of Ireland led the group before last night, and 2 points at home to Lithuania would have seen them virtually assured of qualification for the second successive World Cup finals. And it all started very well for the Republic after 4 minutes. A cross by Steve Staunton, bundled in by John Aldridge of Tranmere Rovers. That the 100th goal for the Republic of Ireland since Jack Charlton took over as manager. 1-0 then after 4 minutes, and that score was to be doubled after 25 minutes. A corner by Dennis Irwin, eventually finding Irwin again down the left. And the cross headed in by Alan Kernigan of Middlesbrough to make it 2-0 for the Republic. That's the final score. 2 more points for the Republic of Ireland. Still in Group 3, Denmark needed a win in Albania if they were to keep their hopes of qualifying alive. There was no score at half-time in this match, with the Albanians holding on well against the European champions, but Denmark were to go ahead after 64 minutes. The goal nicely taken by Frank Pingle down the left. That indeed was the final score last night. 1-0 for Denmark over Albania in Tirana. An excellent result for the European champions. Northern Ireland have long since given up hope of qualifying for the United States, but they would have expected nothing less than a win against Latvia in Belfast last night, and they indeed took the lead after 35 minutes with Jimmy Quinn of Reading putting in Michael Hughes' corner. 1-0 the score at half-time for Northern Ireland. They made it 2-0 10 minutes from time, with Philip Gray from Sunderland getting the goal. 2-0 the final score. A good win for Northern Ireland in the rain in Belfast last night. So let's now take a look at Group 3. It's Ireland leading from Denmark and Spain. The Republic have 1 point over the European champions, with Spain in third. The 2 qualifying places will now be a dogfight between those 3 teams. Ireland look favourites to go through. They play at home to Spain in their next match. In Group 4, Romania made the trip north to the Faroe Islands, looking for a win to keep up the pressure on their nearest rivals in the group, Wales and the RCS. And the Romanians went ahead after 34 minutes. Florian Raduciu of AC Milan picking up a rebound from the keeper Jens Martin Knudsen. That made it 1-0, and that was the score at half-time. Things were to improve for the Romanians in the second half. After 58 minutes, it was again Raduciu getting on the score sheet, tucking the ball in from the right after a useful run. That made it 2-0 on the hour. The Romanians were well in control of the match. Indeed, just 2 minutes later, they were to increase their lead. Georgi Hagi working well down the left. And again, it was that man Raduciu putting the ball away. Raduciu getting his hat-trick, and he was to round off an excellent evening after 76 minutes, tapping in at the far post. 4 goals for the man from AC Milan last night, and 4-0 the final score for Romania in the Faroe Islands. So let's now take a look at Group 4. Wales drawing 2-2 with the former Czechoslovakia last night. That could upset Wales' chances of qualifying. The Welsh are now 4th in the group, but they have home matches coming up against the RCS and Romania, and they can still qualify. And welcome back. The outcome of World Cup Group 5 was decided 2 months ago, with Greece and Russia already assured of their tickets to the United States. And Russia were in action last night away to Hungary, who were still mourning the death of their keeper Gabor Ziboras on Tuesday. Well, it was Russia who took the lead in this match after 15 minutes. Piatnitsky making it 1-0, though the Hungarians drew level after 24 minutes. Nikiforov with an own goal. That was the score at half-time, 1-1 between Russia and Hungary. But the Russians were to take the lead once again after 53 minutes. Kyriakov running on well to the ball and finishing beautifully down the right. That made it 2-1 for Russia. The Russians very much in control of this match and playing some rather impressive football in Group 5 this year. And they were to round off an excellent 3-1 victory with the goal in the very last minute of the game. It came through Boriodiuk, and it rounded off an excellent evening's work for Russia. They should be a tough nut to crack in the US next season. They beat Hungary by 3-1. Well, the other match in Group 5 last night saw Iceland at home to Luxembourg. Iceland in an impressive 3rd place in the group with 6 points before this match. And indeed, Iceland were to make it 8 with a narrow 1-0 win last night. The goal coming from Haraldur Ingolfsson after 61 minutes. Ingolfsson scoring from the penalty spot, and 1-0 the final score for Iceland. That's how things look now in Group 5. Russia and Greece, as we've said, already booking their trip to the United States next year. Iceland, though, holding on to a very impressive third place. Hungary, very disappointing in fourth, and Luxembourg, as ever, in last place. And we round off our World Cup action in Group 6, where the joint leaders France travelled to Finland last night. 0-0 at half-time in this one, but the French opening the score 2 minutes into the second half. Laurent Blanc heading in a corner from Franck Sauzet, and the French were to go further ahead just 8 minutes later. 55 minutes had gone when Jean-Pierre Papin was brought down in what looked to be at the edge of the area. The referee, though, deciding a penalty was in order, and it was the man from AC Milan, Papin, who stepped up to take it. He rarely misses them, and he didn't miss that one. That made it 2-0, and France are now 95% sure of qualifying for the United States. The other match in Group 6 saw Bulgaria at home to Sweden. The Swedes favourites to join France in the United States, but Bulgaria is still capable of qualifying and looking for a win in Sofia last night. Well, they would have been happy with the start they got. Kostadinov brought down after 21 minutes, the referee deciding a penalty for that foul. Up stepped Risto Stoichkov of Barcelona to take it. Stoichkov scoring, and 1-0 the score for Bulgaria. A useful start for the home side. However, Sweden knew a point would be an excellent result for them, and indeed they equalise after 26 minutes. Martin Dahlin with a useful solo goal. 1-1 the final score, an excellent result for the Swedes. So what does all that mean in Group 6? Well, France need just 2 more points to qualify, and they're at home to Israel in their next match, so they shouldn't have too many problems. Sweden also look to be well on the way to qualifying. Bulgaria will rely on Sweden slipping up if they are to qualify. Matches also played in Group 1 last night. Switzerland and Scotland drawing 1-1. Switzerland now look well on their way to qualifying. It looks like it could be something of a battle between Italy and Portugal. Italy at home to Portugal in the next match. For Scotland, it's all over. An excellent 3-0 win for England over Poland at Wembley last night has rekindled their hopes of qualifying for the World Cup. Norway still lead the group. England travel to the Netherlands in their next match. If they get a draw, their qualification could be just about in the bag.
Defeat in Norway, that defeat in the summer against the United States of America just cranked up the pressure on him after that disappointing European Championship finals. 13 goals in their home qualifiers so far, though. But of course, last time here in this group, England were 2 up against the Dutch, and they're dragged back to 2-2. Here's a chance for Ferdinand early on. Stopped by Adamchuk. Gascoigne takes over. May break out here to Lee Sharp. Adamchuk's clearance not the best. Gascoigne. Good block by Yaroslav Bako. And the follow-up over the crossbar. Poland yet to lose in qualifying yet. It's their first match since they drew against England in Portsmouth. Ferdinand. Gascoigne. Looking for Ian Wright. Back it comes to Gascoigne. Wright. That's pass. Ferdinand. Les Ferdinand, 1-0 England. Just the start that was required. Ian Wright celebrating as if it was his own goal. Platt's ball forward, and look at the instant control here from Ferdinand. That's what created the opportunity. And then the cool finish for his second goal in only his 4th cap. Leading by that Les Ferdinand goal. Here's Ian Wright. Away from Adamchuk. Good save by Yaroslav Bako again. Back in towards Platt. Good fall for Ian Wright, and Lashiksa gets it away. Poland maybe can break here with Tchaikovsky.
Still Adams doing enough, but there's a half underway. Poland have made a change at half-time. Jacek Jober's come on for Jan Furtok up front. England, as they were at the start, and leading thanks to Les Ferdinand's 5th-minute goal. Cut out by Tony Adams. Into the arms of David Seaman. Well, the Poles led England for much of the game in the qualifier in Chortzow. Boslav Komikovic making that change at the half-time interval. Poland, of course, needing to try and get themselves back on level terms, but of course they need to make sure they don't concede at the other end. Another England free kick. Taken by Rob Jones. Ferdinand's up there. Chance maybe here. Gascoigne! Paul Gascoigne for England. And England have a 2-goal lead now, early in the second half. Such a popular figure. Not only amongst the England supporters, but of course on the bench too now, given the fact that he's got their second. Credit to Les Ferdinand too. Rose to that free kick. Well, there's not been too much to cheer in recent months for the England fans, but so far tonight's proving differently. Gascoigne. Jones. Away by Adamchuk. Held up by Adams. Sharp. Ferdinand. Taken out by Adamchuk. There's Adamchuk in trouble here. England fans want him sent off for that. It's a yellow card. Well, Les Ferdinand, he's clattered there, hasn't he, by Barish, Adamchuk. Gascoigne lurking over this free kick for England. Pearce. Oh, what a goal! Stuart Pearce. Well, surely England have the 3 points now. They've certainly got 3 goals, and even Graham Taylor's smiling. It's a Pearce belter. The Nottingham Forest fullback rifles a left-foot shot. Gascoigne. Ian Wright. Wright. Palmed away by Bacco. Deserves a goal tonight, Ian Wright. Well, Poland have been second best in most departments tonight. This was Ian Wright's opportunity. Tight angle. Found the target though. Oh, look at the watch by the referee. Look at that, smiles on the England bench. It's been a rarity in recent times. The crowd are singing too, and the full-time whistle is blown. England have a much-needed win, and their hopes for USA 1994 are still very much alive. Goals from Les Ferdinand, Paul Gascoigne and Stuart Pearce. England players are smiling. They were superior from start to finish here. Still a long way to go. Still need to beat Holland and San Marino. But that was much, much better from Graham Taylor's side. And the players certainly enjoyed it. Gascoigne at the heart of it. He scored England's second, but he was really effervescent throughout. David Seaman pretty untroubled. So England go on with their hopes alive. It's finished at Wembley. England 3, Poland 0.
Well, while a number of European nations were involved in World Cup qualifying last night, Spain were taking on Chile in a friendly match in Alicante. 0-0 the score at half-time in this match, but Spain went ahead after 61 minutes. Julen Guerrero, who plays for Atletico Bilbao and scored a hat-trick for them at the weekend, was once again on the score sheet, this time in his national shirt. 1-0 the score after 61 minutes. And indeed, Guerrero was to get on the score sheet once again. It came in the very last minute of the match. A bit of confusion in the Chilean penalty area. The referee deciding a foul had been committed. And it was the man from Atletico Bilbao, Guerrero, who stepped up to make it 2-0. That was the final score for Spain. They tune up well for their match against the Republic of Ireland next month.
And Romania beat the generous Faroe Islands 4-0. Raduccio bagging all 4 goals. Belgium were idle but are still comfortably in front. Romania are second, 3 points back and 1 ahead of the Czechs and Welsh. A draw for the Bolivians would have been enough to qualify. First half, the long ball played into the Bolivian box. Fonseca is brought down. Penalty a little dubious. But Francescoli steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. 1-0 Uruguay. 23rd minute, Bolivian free kick driven in, and Siboldi fails to hold, and Ramalho equalizes, and we are tied 1-1. Still first half, 51 minutes on the clock. A Uruguay free kick floated in, and there's Fonseca, a tremendous volley. And is this the choo-choo or the cha-cha? Never mind, Uruguay hold on for the big 2-1 victory. Venezuela and Ecuador can no longer qualify, but put your hands together for Venezuela. This was their first full international win since 1989. A better finish in the South American group you cannot ask for. The top 3 all have 10 points, Uruguay with the worst goal difference. In the final game Sunday, the Uruguayans are in Brazil, and Bolivia travel to Ecuador, still needing 1 point to advance.
Magistralmente la acomodó Rubén Sosa, golazo de Sosa.
Por el otro lado está el jugador Jorginho. A recibir Jorginho, el marcador de punta del equipo de Brasil. Produce pase profundo, bien Bebeto. Bebeto que llega aquí, hay aroma de gol al segundo palo. ¡Golazo! Romario, Brasil. ¡Golazo! ¡Gol! De Brasil, centro de Bebeto, Romario de testazo picado al piso, minuto 26, coronó Brasil. Un jugador muy fino, Bebeto, y por lo fino frágil, y por lo frágil muy susceptible de caer.
Ojo.
Romario para el segundo, Romario se la jugó Roberto Siboldi vencido, Roma, gol. Romario, Brasil, gol. Romario, Brasil, gol. Romario, Brasil, gol. Zambazo, gol. Gol de Brasil.
And welcome back. It was a big night of World Cup football last night, with 4 crucial World Cup qualifiers being played. In Group 1, Italy made the trip to Estonia, knowing nothing less than a win would do if they were to keep up their qualification hopes. Well, it all started well for Italy. After 19 minutes, a foul on Iranio led to a penalty that you've just seen scored by Roberto Baggio. 1-0 was the score at half-time. Italy were to go further ahead in the second half after 59 minutes. Mancini making it 2-0. Italy by this point looking well on their way to a win. And indeed, they were to increase the score after 73 minutes. It was that man, Roberto Baggio, who was to get on the score sheet again. Baggio on the edge of the area, bringing it down onto his right foot. 3-0, the final score. A good win in Estonia for Italy last night. And this is how things look in Group 1 now. Switzerland still lead the group. Switzerland very much the favourites to make it through to the United States. But who'll go with them? Well, it's going to be a battle between Italy and Portugal. And Portugal have to travel to Italy for their next match. So perhaps Italy just the favourites to join the Swiss in the United States. In Group 2, the leaders Norway knew a win at home to Poland will see them 95% sure of making it to the United States. No score at half-time in this one, but the Norwegians were to go ahead after 55 minutes. The ball coming wide to the left, put back over by Nielsen, and Jostein Flo hooking the ball in with the left foot. 1-0 to Norway after 55 minutes. It had been a tough first half, but the Norwegians just getting their noses ahead in the second. Indeed, Poland were playing well last night, and they certainly put the Norwegians under pressure. That foul by Erik Thorsved of Tottenham Hotspur led the referee to pull out a card. The card's colour was red, and off went the man from Spurs. Norway reduced to 10 men. Einar Rosbar replaced Thorsved in goal. And Poland had a numerical advantage. Well, indeed, they had a numerical advantage only for a short while, because that retaliation from Svečík, who plays in France for Sochaux, led to the second red card of the game. Off went Svečík, and it became a 10-against-10 match. But Poland kept coming forward. They had their chance to equalise. A shot by Kozecki hitting the bar. It came back to Lesniak, but the shot saved eventually by the substitute keeper Rosbar, and 1-0 the final score, and Norway have 1 foot in the United States. Still in Group 2, the Netherlands travel to Bologna to take on San Marino, the Dutch needing to improve their goal difference. And they set out with a very strong attacking lineup, and it couldn't have started better. Just 1 minute of the match gone when John Bosman of Anderlecht got the Dutch off to a beautiful start. There was no score until the 22nd minute. The same 3 men as involved in the first goal were again in action. It was Wim Jonk and Ronald Koeman working with John Bosman. Wim Jonk finishing off the mood, the man from Inter Milan, making it 2-0 after 22 minutes. One more goal to report in the first half. It came with just 1 minute to go. Brian Roy making a comeback to the national side and finding Wim Jonk again, and Jonk getting his second goal of the match. That made it 3-0 at half-time for the Netherlands. So into the second half, and after 51 minutes, the Dutch were to go even further ahead. Ronald Koeman playing forward to Roy de Boer. Roy de Boer with a lovely shot, making it 4-0. And that 4-0 scoreline at that point meant Holland were level with England on goal difference in the group. So anything from now on was a bonus, and the next goal was to come after 66 minutes. Jan Wouters finding Johnny Bosman in the area. Bosman with a nice little right foot shot, getting it through the keeper's legs. That made it 5-0, and it was Bosman's second strike of the season. So things going well for Holland, and things were to go easier for them after 69 minutes when Matza was sent off for San Marino. That gave the Dutch a numerical advantage they certainly didn't need, but they made the most of. And after 77 minutes, Bosman was to get a hat-trick. Ronald de Boer and Dennis Bergkamp working out down the right. Bosman meeting the ball at the far post. That was his hat-trick, and that was 6-0 for the Dutch. After 80 minutes, a penalty was awarded. Up stepped the man from Barcelona, Ronald Koeman. He tucked it away nicely. 7-0 the score. There was no further score in the match, so a great result for Holland in Bologna against San Marino last night. They move above England in the Group 2 table. Indeed, we can take a look at that Group 2 table now. That's how it looks. It's all down to goal difference now if we consider that Norway are 99% sure of qualifying. Plus 16 for Holland, plus 13 for England. It's all going to count on the big match on October the 13th in Rotterdam, the Netherlands at home to England. The match between Spain and Albania in Tirana was overshadowed by accusations of bribery from the Albanian camp, claiming they had been asked to lose the match, which Spain had to win to stay in the hunt for a place in the United States. Well, it was Spain who took the lead in the game after 5 minutes. Julio Salinas, their regular goal scorer, on the sheet once again. Salinas only a substitute at Barcelona, but a regular player in the Spanish side. That made it 1-0 after 5 minutes. And after 19 minutes, the Spaniards were further ahead. A cross picked up by Alfonso, who found Tony on the left side of the area, and that made it 2-0 after 19 minutes. So Spain starting well, and things were to get better for them. After 31 minutes, they were to make it 3-0. A cross by Tony, finding the head of Julio Salinas. Salinas getting his second goal of the game. And Spain very much in control of things midway through the first half. However, the Albanians were to get onto the score sheet. Kushta making the most of a Spanish head. He lobbed Zubizarreta, and it was 3-1 at half-time. The Albanians, though, knowing that that was already nothing more than a consolation goal. So into the second half we go, and after 60 minutes, the Spaniards were to go even further ahead. A long ball forward, finding that man Salinas, who couldn't do much wrong last night. He held off the challenge, beat the keeper with a tidy little right foot shot. That was his hat-trick on the evening. A very nice performance from the man from Barcelona, and 4-1 for Spain. Well, the Spaniards weren't to be content with that, and after 67 minutes, Caminero was to make it 5-1 for the Spaniards. That was the final score. A good result, but the Spanish Federation is now looking into those bribery allegations. But let's now concentrate on how Group 3 looks. It looks very much as though the Republic of Ireland will make it through from this one. Who's going to qualify with them? Well, it's either Denmark or Spain. Spain now have a very tough run-in. They travel to the Republic of Ireland for their next match. 1 point for the Republic should send them to the United States. Well, World Cup holders Germany have the luxury of knowing their place in the United States is already secure, and they travelled to Tunis last night to take on Tunisia in a friendly match. The Germans no doubt favourites to make it through from this one, but the Tunisians far from overawed. They're playing excellent counter-attacking football against the Germans, and they could have gone ahead if Fauzi Ruisi had made better use of that mistake by German goalkeeper Ilgner, but it wasn't to be, and 0-0 the score at half-time. We now join it in the second half. Tunisia looked to have taken the lead, but the goal by Abed Salamini was turned down because he was offside in the linesman's opinion. After 55 minutes, it was the Germans who were to go ahead. A pass from Christian Ziege finding Andy Muller of Juventus, scoring his 8th goal for Germany. 1-0 at that point. But just 6 minutes later, the Tunisians were on the attack. 3 shots coming in. All of them kept out by the German defence, but as the replay will show us, a handball by Jürgen Kohler. That, in the referee's opinion, a penalty taken by Fauzi Ruisi. 1-1 the final score. Well, there was also a friendly international played in Bucharest last night. It saw Romania at home to Israel. The Romanians still very much capable of qualifying for the finals. They, of course, play in the same group as Wales. No score at half-time in this one. We join the action in the second half. 4 minutes of the second half are played. Romania taking control of the match, playing nice one-touch football. And indeed, they were to take the lead after 49 minutes. A right foot shot from Bezarab Panduru, making it 1-0. That the final score. A very slim win for Romania last night, but they beat Israel 1-0 in Bucharest.
It was a bad-tempered match against Poland. 2 players sent off in the second half. The crucial goal came on 54 minutes. The great header back, and Jostein Flo puts it in the back of the net. 1-0 Norway. Dying minutes of the game, Poland in search of the equaliser. First, Kosecki hits a crossbar with the great long-range effort. And then Lesniak's shot is well saved. Norway holding on for the 1-0 victory. A loss which has left Poland with very little chance of qualifying and without a coach. On Monday, Andrzej Streslau quit as the team's national coach after 4 years in charge. Over in Bologna, Italy, the part-timers San Marino trying to contain the Netherlands, but they found that a rather difficult task. Very first minute, Johnny Bosman on target, 1-0 Holland. Still first half, now 2-0. You can make it 3. Wim Jonk curling one in at the far post. The rout continued in the second half. Bosman delivering number 5, and I think he might have nuttied the goalkeeper there. Anyway, the recalled Dutch striker got a well-deserved hat-trick soon after. Final score, 7-0. So, big wins for Norway and the Netherlands. Norway now 3 points clear at the top. The Dutch go ahead of England on goal difference, and they clash head-on in Rotterdam next month. Poland are pretty much out of it. Group 1, Italy and Estonia, and it was Roberto Baggio who was instrumental in the Italians' victory. He got the first goal, and then his cross met by Mancini, 2-0 Italy. Baggio wasn't done yet. The multi-million-pound striker showing his worth with a superb third. Italy winning this one by a final score of 3-0. The victory lifts Italy into second place in Group 1. The Italians have 12 points from 8 matches, 1 behind Switzerland. Portugal have 10 points, but a game in hand over the top 2. Next stop, Albania, welcoming Spain, and what gracious hosts they were. 4 minutes in, some pinball just outside the box, and Julio Salinas puts the Spaniards in front. Spain were further in front shortly after. The crossbar would save the Albanians here, but coming up now is Tony Munoz for Spain's second goal. It was one-way traffic for the Albanians, and Salinas made it 3-0 in the 30th minute. He added another later for the hat-trick. Spain 5-1 winners on the night, and a great header to finish it off for Salinas. And this is what it looks like in Group 3. Ireland on top with 17 points. The Spaniards staying with the pace, but October 13th could separate the men from the boys. That's when Spain travelled to Ireland and Denmark host the Northern Irish. It eluded them, and the balance has now swung in Nigeria's favour. Rashidi Yekini with a pair of goals in the 4-1 Nigeria victory. All the Nigerians now need is just the 1 point for a long overdue appearance in the World Cup finals. They play the final match of Group A in Algeria on October 8th. The Zambian story, meanwhile, gets better and better. Sunday, they were 4-0 winners over Senegal in Lusaka, a win that now takes them to the top of Group B, and a draw in their final game away to Morocco on October 10th would be enough to reserve their World Cup berth. Zimbabwe are still alive in Group C, courtesy of this 1-0 victory over Guinea in Harare. Agent Sau, the scorer after just 3 minutes. And what it boils down to now is this: Cameroon have a better goal difference. Thus, Zimbabwe will have to beat Cameroon away from home in the final match that is set for October 10th. Tunisia, Germany were held to a 1-1 draw. In Los Angeles, Mexico beat Cameroon 1-0. Daniel Guzman, the scorer. And South Korea got the better of Australia in their 2-match series at the weekend.
World news.
In Dakar, Senegal in yellow play Morocco in an African Group B World Cup qualifier. The visitors take the lead through Boybot. Morocco go 2-0 ahead when Senegal's goalkeeper can only palm Daoudi's shot into the net. More feeble goalkeeping gives Senegal hope when Zana reduces the deficit in the 64th minute. But Morocco capitalise on yet another defensive error when Fatoud completes the scoring. Morocco now lead Group B, Cameroon head Group C, and the Ivory Coast top Group A.
South American World Cup qualifying gets underway in Ciudad Guyana, Venezuela. The home team take the lead through Palencia against Bolivia in Group B. Venezuela's lead doesn't last long when Sanchez equalises for the visitors 13 minutes later. The Bolivian centre-forwards then begin to toy with the Venezuelan defence as Sanchez and Ramallo each go on to score a hat-trick. They complete a 7-1 victory, the biggest in their history, and the Bolivians confirm their status as possible gatecrashers in a group which includes Brazil and Uruguay.
In the CONCACAF Gold Cup, the USA in white play Honduras in a Group A match in Dallas. The game is a replay of the Gold Cup's last final, which was won by the USA. The home team take the lead when Alexi Wildman Layla scores after 28 minutes. Honduran attempts to equalise prove controversial, with Bennett's goal one of two disallowed for offside. The USA qualify for the semi-finals, where they'll meet Costa Rica. Mexico take on Jamaica in the other game.
Welcome to Eurosport News. My name's Carlton Kirby. Plenty of World Cup action last night. Italy versus Scotland. The Scots simply playing for pride. Italy looking for a place in the World Cup qualifiers. Danadoni made it 1-0 after just 2 minutes. And just after the quarter hour, Casiraghi made it. Italy 2, Scotland 0. Well, it was to be an eventful first 20 minutes. Gallagher pulling one back. A confused lob, but they all count. 61,000 spectators packed into the Rome Stadium. 10 minutes from the end. Aranio with a beauty. 3-1 it finished. Italy up to the top in Group 1. And the reason for that, Switzerland, who'd previously been unbeaten in this group, look to be sitting pretty on top. Well, 55,000 people in the Lisboa Stadium. And it was Portugal who were the winners, keeping their hopes of a place in America alive. Just 1 point behind Switzerland now in second place, Portugal in third. Helmut Krug, after 9 minutes, an early goal. That's the way it stayed though. Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. So let's take a look at Group 1. There are the results, and you can see Italy on top with 14 points, having played 9. Switzerland, their unbeaten record at an end. 13 points, they stay in second place ahead of Portugal. The Scots, no hope of going to the States, neither have Malta or Estonia. Well, in Group 2, Poland and Norway. The Norwegians already assured of a place virtually, and it was sealed here on the night in Group 2. Flo, the boy who plays for Sheffield United, took a long time to get the first, but they came thick and fast in the last half of the game. Fjørtoft making it 2 to the Norwegians, already arranging their hotel, I should imagine, in the States. And Jonsson right on the death, didn't even have time to respot the ball. Poland 0, Norway 3. And England hopes that Poland do better against the Dutch on November 17th. The reason? England lost in Rotterdam. Where on earth was David Seaman when this one went over the wall? Should have been in the middle of the net, nowhere near. The Dutch were on their way. Ronald Koeman after 63 minutes. Tony Dirigo, Paul Merson had already hit the posts once apiece. Appalling refereeing in this match, but it went against both sides throughout the game, and in the end the best team definitely won. Dennis Bergkamp on the end of this picked his spot beautifully. Seaman stranded inside of the right hand post. 2-0 to Holland. Virtually over for England. They've still got a chance, but it's a slim one. Let's have a look at the Group 2 table and tell you about it. And here it is. Basically, the Netherlands, they need to go to Poland and win. Meanwhile, England go to San Marino. If Holland lose in Poland, England need to beat San Marino by 7 goals to qualify. Denmark and Northern Ireland, Big Jack's men playing in Dublin, had lost 3-1 against Spain and were hoping that the Ulstermen were going to do them some favours. Well, it wasn't to be. Brian Laudrup on 83 minutes in Copenhagen, the man from Inter Milan, finding the net. It wasn't a decent performance by any mark from the Danes. Northern Ireland held their own right until the end. This Billy Bingham's final game in charge of the Irish side. Denmark, though, on top of Group 3. And there the results you see. Big Jack's men go down 3-1 at home to Spain, and it means that Ireland fall from first into third place. Ireland travel to Northern Ireland for their final game. Denmark go to Spain. Very uncertain as to who is going to be going to the States. In Group 4, Romania were playing Belgium. The Belgians unbeaten, but still topping this group, Group 4. Despite the best efforts of the Romanians, well, that goal was disallowed. But the referee back in Romanians' good books with the penalty. And it was Raditoiu who made it 1-0 with just 20 minutes to go. Dumitrescu, 6 minutes from the whistle, made it Romania 2, Belgium 0. Beautiful goal, curled round into the top of the net. And just 2 minutes from the end, Schifo pulling one back from the penalty spot. Helping Belgium's goal difference, their 100% record at an end. But Belgium still on top of Group 4. Let's take a look at it. And there is Group 4. Wales, a tremendous result for them. Dean Saunders and Ian Rush keeping Welshmen's hopes alive. Wales in third place on 12 points, behind Romania on 13, Belgium on 14. Romania now travel to Wales. The Czech and Slovak republics travel to Belgium. Up against Finland. And it was the Finns through Suominen who took the lead after 15 minutes. To the surprise of everyone, including the coach of the Finland side. He'd already said he didn't even want to look at the scoreboard at the end of this match. 6-0 it had ended the last time these two got together in the Stockholm Stadium. Dahlin made it 1-1 though. Within a quarter of an hour. That seemed to settle the Swedes' nerves, and they started to pile it on in the first half. Larsson, with 5 minutes to go, made it 2-1. And then just before the half-time whistle, a free kick outside the box. Dahlin once again powering it in. On hand to scoop home the rebound. That was 3-1 on the turnaround. And Finland must have been thinking about that 6-0 defeat here. But they held on well, and in fact the only other goal of the match went to the Finns. Litmanen. Sweden 3, Finland 2. Sweden stay top of Group 6. And possibly the surprise result of the night. Pelly with nothing to do with it, except for the kickoff, of course. France entertaining Israel. France only needing a point in order to qualify for the World Cup. Well, Haradzi put paid to their premature celebrations, which had begun even before this match started. Well, that man, the Israeli coach, didn't look too pleased with himself. Presumably he was expecting a flood of goals from the French. Papin and Cantona combining well. Sauzet levelling up on the half hour. Well, very wet conditions, but that should have suited the Israelis even less. And we were expecting the French to strangle this match. Ginola Made it 2-1 before half-time. Well then, that looked like it was going to be it. We'd only got 7 minutes left before Berkovic squared it all up. Carried over by the hapless defender. Berkovic on a victory run. Well, the crowd was still celebrating because they only needed a point to go to the World Cup, but oh dear, Tatar right before the final whistle. France 2, Israel 3. They're now going to have to wait a little bit. Bulgaria will play France. In the final fixture of the Frenchmen, they still need a point. If Bulgaria win in Parc des Princes on November 17, Bulgaria will be the ones going to the World Cup there. The full results run down for you. Sweden looking safe on top, France in second place. Can Bulgaria catch them? We wait and see.
Also said today that FIFA was considering allowing a third Asian team to play in the 1998 World Cup finals. They're currently playing for 2 places at the qualifying tournament in Qatar, where the favourites Japan went down 2-1 to Iran today, while Saudi Arabia beat North Korea also by the score of 2-1.
Arch foes Holland and England played in Rotterdam in what was a crucial game for both. First half, still no score, and Dorigo crashes one against the post. The English were denied again shortly after. Tony Adams seeing his shot saved off the line. But it was the Dutch who went ahead in the second half. Ronald Koeman with the brilliant free kick, 1-0 Holland. And they went further ahead through the great individual effort from Dennis Bergkamp. Brilliant skills, and there was no coming back for England. Final score, Holland 2, England 0. Meanwhile, in Warsaw, Norway beat Poland 3-0, a win that puts the Norwegians into the finals for just the second time and first time since 1938. Now for England to make the finals, they need to win by 7 goals in San Marino, and Poland have to beat the Netherlands at home in their final qualifying match. Even the biggest English optimists have to have their doubts. Sweden, meanwhile, will be making their second consecutive appearance in the finals after beating Finland 3-2. Martin Dahlin on target twice for the Swedes. France had their chance to qualify as well, but were stung 3-2 by Israel, the Israelis scoring twice in the last 10 minutes. In Sofia, the Bulgarians stayed alive. They beat Austria 4-1, avenging the 3-1 defeat in Vienna on April 14th. So the fat lady hasn't sung just yet in Group 6, but she will on November 17th. That's when France are at home to Bulgaria, the French needing a draw to clinch the other World Cup berth. Group 1 is still looking for a winner. On Wednesday, Portugal revived their own hopes and put Switzerland's on hold. Hal Pinto with the game's only goal after just 9 minutes. Final score there, Portugal 1, Switzerland 0. In Rome, Italy got the vital win they needed, 3-1 over Scotland. Doni, Casiraghi and Eranio, the marksmen. The 3-time world champions will be assured of a place in the United States if they beat Portugal next month in Milan. In all likelihood, they will need both points because Portugal has a game in hand and the Swiss only have lowly Estonia left on their schedule. In Group 4, the battle for both qualifying spots intensified. Belgium only needed 1 point to move on, but the Romanians beat the group leaders 2-1 in Bucharest. While over in Cardiff, second half goals by Dean Saunders and Ian Rush was all Wales needed against Cyprus to remain in the hunt. Looking at the standings, the Romanians are now only 1 point behind Belgium, and they need just a draw against Wales in their last qualifier to advance. The Czechs are not out of it either, but will have to win both their remaining games, one of which is away to Belgium. Denmark struggled until late against Northern Ireland, but maintained their unbeaten record in Group 3. Brian Laudrup on 83 minutes with the game's only goal. In Dublin, Ireland could have qualified with the victory, but could not cope with Spain. Julio Salinas netting twice for the Spaniards. This group is now as wide open as the Grand Canyon, and it isn't any clearer looking at the final games. Denmark are away to Spain, needing at least a draw. A point for Spain there, and Ireland will have to beat Northern Ireland. Monday, the Iraqis fired their coach Adnan Dijal and 2 of his assistants following Friday's circus against North Korea. Iraq held a 2-0 lead, both goals scored by Ala Jabor. But North Korea got 2 back. Kim Jong-il with the equaliser here after some neat work. 2-2 the score now. And the North Koreans then completed their impressive